Hi children, welcome to science class. Children, in the chapter 2, we studied about the cell and its structure. What is a cell? Cell is the structural and functional unit of an organism. Okay. So, it is a microscopic structure. That means we can't see with our naked eye, with our open eye, without any aid. We can't see the structure of the cell. But this cell can perform several activities. Example, nutrition, excretion, respiration, reproduction. Okay. But to do all these activities, the cell requires energy. From where does this energy come from? Okay, children? So, the cell gets energy from food. That means food has stored energy. Food has stored energy. Already we discussed in the nutrition the conversion of complex food materials into simple food substances is called digestion. Okay, in the digestive system, the food is converted into simpler form. But this simpler food cannot release energy. It needs oxygen. It needs oxygen. During the respiration, oxygen splits, break down the food particles and release energy. Okay children, today we are going to learn about respiration in organisms. What is that? Respiration. Respiration in organisms. Organisms means organisms means living things. Respiration in organisms. That is our topic. Today's topic, children. Respiration in organisms. Okay. In the lower classes, we studied what is meant by respiration. Respiration is nothing but taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. That is called respiration. That means inhaling oxygen. Inhale. The taking in of oxygen is called inhale. And release out carbon dioxide is called exhale. Exhale. So oxygen, that is oxygen is the inhaling of oxygen, that is called exhale of carbon dioxide. Inhaling of oxygen and exhale of carbon dioxide. C-A-R-B-O-N, carbon dioxide. Okay children, here why do we inhale oxygen and why do we exhale carbon dioxide? Just now I said this oxygen molecule splits the food material and releases energy in the cell. That means during the respiration we inhale air. What is meant by air? Air is a mixture of several gases. Air is a mixture of several gases. So here this air contains oxygen, carbon dioxide, helium, dust particles, some water vapor, etc. Nitrogen. But here oxygen is absorbed by blood in our respiratory system. Oxygen is absorbed by blood from this air in the respiratory system, and this oxygen is supplied to each and every cell in our body. So this oxygen is supplied to each and every cell in our body. So in the cell, what is happened? In the cell, what will happen here? Food particle. What is the food particle? That is a special example, glucose. Example, glucose. So here glucose splits into carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide, and water, carbon dioxide and water. So here glucose molecule splits into carbon dioxide and water. Okay, here in this process it releases some energy. So this glucose molecule splits into carbon dioxide, water. During this process it releases some energy. Okay children, here how the glucose molecule splits into carbon dioxide and water? That is on the action of oxygen. So this oxygen, in the presence of oxygen, glucose molecule splits into carbon dioxide, water and energy. Okay children, here this entire process or entire reaction takes place within the cell. So this is called cellular respiration. 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 So here the splitting of glucose molecule into carbon dioxide, water takes place in the cell. So this is called cellular respiration. Okay, cellular respiration. So this respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen. So this is called aerobic respiration. Aerobic, that means in the presence of oxygen, in the presence of air, that is aerobic respiration. So maximum organisms on the earth can respire aerobically. So example, maximum organisms. So they respire aerobically. Some organisms, they respire in the absence of oxygen. So that is called anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration. So what is anaerobic respiration and what is meant by aerobic respiration? We can clearly understand. Aerobic respiration means in the presence of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. So what will happen in the anaerobic respiration? Here, glucose molecule in the absent of oxygen splits into alcohol and carbon dioxide. In this process also, a small little amount of energy is evolved. So, here the respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. So, this is called anaerobic respiration. Here, in the oxygen presence, here absence of oxygen, this respiration takes place. So, this is called anaerobic respiration. Here, the glucose molecule splits into alcohol and carbon dioxide. A little amount of energy is evolved in this respiration. Okay, children. Example for this one: yeast cell. Okay, here the yeast cell can respire anaerobically, that means in the absence of oxygen. So these is the organisms that respire anaerobically are called anaerobes. Those are called anaerobes. The organisms that respire anaerobically, example, yeast. Sometimes the cells in the human body also respire anaerobically. Why? After a heavy exercise or carrying heavy loads, heavy weights, running for a long time, walking for a long time, each and every cell in our body requires energy. But the blood cannot supply oxygen, sufficient oxygen to each and every cell. At that particular moment, some cells, especially muscle cells in our body, muscles, what is the name of the cells? Muscle cells in our body. So, this is the shape of the muscle cells here. The muscle cells in the human body respire anaerobically. Then what will happen? Children, here glucose molecule splits in the absence of oxygen. O2 means oxygen. In the absence of oxygen, the glucose molecule splits into lactic acid and releases little amount of energy. In the absence of oxygen, glucose molecule splits into lactic acid and releases energy. So, if the lactic acid accumulates in the cell, in the muscle cell, if the lactic acid accumulate in the muscle cell, so you know the nature of the acid. It has the burning sensation. It is corrosive in nature. So, muscle cramps occurs due to the lactic acid occurs. What are these muscle cramps? One type of burning sensation in the muscles. So, how can we get relief from these muscle cramps? We can get relief from the muscle cramps by having bath with hot water or body massage. How can they give relief from these muscle cramps? By having hot bath, bathing with the hot water or body massage. So it improves the blood circulation. Blood is transported to each and every cell. So this oxygen splits the lactic acid into carbon dioxide. So we can exhale the carbon dioxide. So this is about respiration in organisms. Children, once again I am repeating. Respiration is of two types, that is aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. Example for aerobic respiration, maximum are organisms, all living organisms. Example for anaerobic respiration, yeast cells. In the aerobic respiration, carbon dioxide and water are formed and large amount of energy is evolved. In the anaerobic respiration, alcohol and carbon dioxide are formed, very little energy is evolved. Okay children, we can find this anaerobic respiration in the muscle cells after doing heavy exercises or heavy works. So at that time lactic acid is formed. This lactic acid causes some muscle cramps. We can get relief from muscle cramps by having bath with hot water and body massage. So with these two things we get relief from the muscle cramps because they improve the blood circulation. So each and every cell in the body gets oxygen. This oxygen splits the lactic acid into carbon dioxide. Okay children, thank you very much.